serious have him now.
Members of the Board of Education, Superintendent Lulo, Dr. Lang, administration and faculty, family and friends of our graduates, members of the class of 1998. Your experience as the class of 1998 and the parents and friends of members of the class has been unique. You have earned the admiration of your teachers and the respect of the younger students in the high school. You have been known as a friendly and enthusiastic class, a class that enjoys a good time, and took great pleasure in listening to the concerts, cheering the teams, attending plays, and in general, enjoying your classmates. In his poem, The Mending Wall, Robert Frost wrote, "Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. Sometimes as a student, as a citizen, we choose to reinforce walls, believing, as Frost marked at the end of his poem, that good fencers make good neighbors. The walls, the fences we learn to build in life have names. Some are called prejudice, others racism. Some identify as political perspectives, economic or social status. These walls, those fences, make bad neighbors. Today, we celebrate learning. We salute you, our graduates. And if you have been fully engaged, as your diploma signifies, walls that have been built will come tumbling down. It has been and remains the purpose of a Greenwich education to help you think rigorously, act rightly, and serve humanity. As you receive your diploma, look around at your classmates. Take a moment to savor the diversity and the differences present. Different ideas, points of view, different paths, but one common humanity. We are all parts of one common truth. For as Frost wrote, something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. Make it your goal not only to tear down the walls, but to serve those you find on the other side. To paraphrase Robert Kennedy, few will have the greatness to bend history, but each of you can change a small portion of events, and in the totality of these acts will be written the history of your generation. I'm proud of you, and I'm confident that you will change our world. Congratulations. Thank you for waiting on those. Courtney Chapman.
Will everyone please stand for the national anthem? Parents, honored guests, teachers, friends, family, and my fellow classmates, I'm very honored to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the class of 1998. My name is Courtney Chapman, and I'm the senior class secretary. Seated beside me are the other class officers, President Christopher Buddy, Vice President Nellie Miller, and Treasurer Billy McStravick. Also our class advisors, Ms. Bachek and Mr. Block. As our time at Greenwich High School quickly comes to an end, I can't help but wonder what I'm going to remember the most. Who could forget our trip to Great Adventure, the sophomore cruise, the junior prom, last week's senior prom, and of course, SRO? But what is it that made all these events so memorable? I asked a few of my friends that same question, and I received the same response every time, because I was with my friends. When we came into the high school, we only knew the friends we made in middle school. But look around you now. There are so many familiar faces in what was once a field of strangers. We each came into this class with different ideals and goals, but through all of our varying activities, we were given the chance to share our ideas and make new friends in the process. I would like to thank our past and present clubs and class officers, advisors, and all of the different committee chairs for providing us with that opportunity. So to answer my earlier question, what am I going to remember most about Greenwich High School? I realize it's not the building that is important, but the lessons learned inside. When you place a group of people together and give them a goal to work towards, you not only have a remarkable end product, but more importantly, you have created a special group of friends. When each of you think back on your time at Greenwich High School, just remember, we came, we saw, we definitely conquered. And in the process, we created memories that will last a lifetime. Congratulations. And now, Vice President Nellie Miller.
Oh my God. Today is a very special day for all of us. It is hard to believe that 4 years have passed by. It's an honor to be able to share this special day with this group sitting behind me. I'd like to introduce them to you. If you could hold your applause, and when I call your name, can you please stand up? Board of Ed, Lyle R. Gibbons, Chairman of the Board. Elizabeth R. Harkins, Vice Chairman of the Board. Jenny J. Krob, Secretary. Susan Anderson, Robert Carey, Margaret J. Kavunas, Paul A. Toretta, and Sandra N. Waters. From the administration, we have Roger J. Lulo, Superintendent of Schools, and Karen E. Lang, Deputy Superintendent. And of course, our graduation speaker, Mr. Matt Lauer. Last but not least, I'd also like to introduce Dr. Eileen Petrosillo, Headmistress, and Mr. John Curtin, Assistant Headmaster. There are some people who are not on the stage today who deserve to be recognized, and they are the people that have worked in the student activities with us to ensure the success of all our events over the 4 years. They are Mrs. Eleanor Fitchner and Mrs. Donna Peterson, who are retiring this year, and Mrs. Pat Jones and Mrs. Ginger Bolt. Thank you so much. Before I turn the podium over, I would like to leave my fellow graduates who are going their separate ways a suggestion. In the words of Christopher Morley, there is only one success: to be able to spend your life in your own way. I hope all of you do. Congratulations to the class of 1998. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our class valedictorian, Virginia Pitzer.
Thank you, Nellie. The other day, I overheard some friends saying they didn't think they'd learned anything in high school, and that got me thinking, what do we really learn of value in high school? Is it how to factor a mathematical expression or what the chemical symbol for lead is? These things only really come in handy if you become a mathematician or a chemist. Or is it how to analyze a piece of literature? How many of us are going to write an essay on the theme of every romance novel or business letter we read when we're older? Not too many of us, I hope. Or maybe it's what the decisive battle in the Crimean War was. About the only place information like that comes in handy is on Jeopardy. So what did we learn in high school? I sure hope it's something. If not, I've just wasted 4 years of my life working hard for nothing. So what is it? Someone once said, high school is for learning how to learn. But what does that mean? All of our experiences in high school have taught us something, either about ourselves or about the world. And it isn't just the experiences we've had in the classroom. Even if we aren't aware of it, we learn things as we're cramming for a test, playing a sport, or going to work. We learn how to deal with disappointment and success, how to balance and prioritize our activities and responsibilities, and how to judge the amount of stress we can and cannot handle. And when we blew off studying for a test to go out with some friends, then proceeded to fail the test, which I know none of us have ever done, we learned to take responsibility for the consequences of our actions. And believe it or not, when we leave high school, or 4 years from now, when we graduate from college, or whenever, we're never done learning. But where do courses like CA, Brit Lit, Geometry, and Chemistry fit into all this, you say? Well, in history class, we learned how to pretend we were listening to some boring lecture, when in fact, we are thinking about what we are going to do after school. In English, we learned how to read complex pieces of classic literature that are almost as confusing as the business manuals we'll be handed. Or better yet, we learned how not to read those confusing books, but how to figure out what they were all about by listening to the people who actually did the reading discuss them. In math, we learned how to work through annoying problems until we solved them, or, if we were really stumped, how to get somebody who knew what they were doing to help us. And finally, if we learn nothing else, we can rely on what we learned in science. How to mix together a bunch of different things, paying no attention to the instructions, until we either ended up with what we were supposed to have, something better, or something that blew up in our face. And you said you learned nothing in high school. In the end, it isn't the answer that matters, it's how you go about getting it. No one's ever going to have all the right answers, either in school or in life. That's why it's the process that really matters. One day, not so long ago, something happened to me that doesn't usually happen. I came across a math problem that I had no idea how to solve. And for some reason, that problem seemed to haunt me. Now, in most cases, this wouldn't be a very big deal. I would just put the problem aside till the next day, when the teacher would stand in front of the blackboard and lecture us on how blind we were for not having been able to see the solution. Then, the teacher would proceed to lead us through the steps involved in coming to an answer, like a shepherd leads a flock of sheep. But for some reason, this time, I was unwilling to settle for this scenario. I worked on the problem for a while, then talked to some of my classmates, but they were unable to find a solution either. I watched some television and came back to the problem. I did some other homework and came back to it. But no matter what I did, I couldn't seem to solve the problem, nor could I shake it from my mind. Finally, I went to bed, still plagued by this one problem. When I woke up the next day, the problem was still on my mind. I got in the shower, put some shampoo on my head, and began to work up a lather. Somehow, the way I was rubbing my head must have stimulated some part of my brain that wasn't working before, and all of a sudden, I figured out how to solve the problem. I rinsed off the shampoo, quickly finished my shower, then rushed downstairs. As I was eating my daily bowl of Lucky Charms, I worked out the solution on paper. As it turns out, my math teacher had copied the problem down incorrectly, so there wasn't supposed to be any way to solve it after all. But that fact isn't what's important. The important part to me was that I didn't just quit and let the problem beat me. Instead, I came up with an inventive way to solve it. Did I fail because I didn't come up with a valid answer? No, at least I don't think so. This brings me to another point. Every person needs to set goals for him or herself, and these goals are the only thing that matter in evaluating your success. It doesn't matter what other people expect of you, for if you live your life trying to live up to other people's standards, you'll go crazy, for you'll find these standards keep changing. That isn't to say your goals should be fixed, though. You need to keep extending your goals, but never beyond reach. That way, even if you fail more times than you succeed, each success will be more meaningful, and each failure will leave you with a feeling of satisfaction. Still, you should never settle for what you've achieved if it's less than what you expected. In his 1994 inaugural address, Nelson Mandela said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us." We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel small around you. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that was within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give permission to others to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Mandela makes a good point. You should never fear success. Okay, I know most of you are saying, that's stupid, why should I fear success? Well, everyone's capable of succeeding in one way or another, so long as it's important to us. But sometimes fear holds us back. Fear of the responsibility that comes with success. In school, that responsibility might be to live up to the raised expectations your parents have of you and that you have of yourself. In sports, it may be the fear that if your team starts winning, other teams might start gunning for you. And if you start playing well, your teammates might expect more of you every game. And in life, sometimes we're afraid success may alienate us from the people we're used to hanging out with. But that isn't how it works. If you're successful, you make your friends want to succeed too. And if that doesn't happen, maybe they aren't the friends you thought they were. Also, success may leave you fearing the day when your situation changes. But you have to remember that success in life is more than just material success. It's happiness. So when you're faced with a difficult situation, remember what you learned in high school. And no, I don't mean calculus. I mean the process of working through your problems until you come up with an answer, of finding the unusual approach, of setting goals for yourself and measuring your success by those goals, and of succeeding, even when success may seem like a scary thing. And if you're ever struggling and thinking of quitting, find some way of pulling yourself through, either by talking to a friend or family member, or taking a break to relieve the stress, whatever works for you. And if all else fails, make like the little engine that could, and say to yourself, I think I can, I think I can. Thank you, everyone. Good luck next year.
Sell your soul for. While waiting your turn at the laundromat, you jockey your cart into position. Last available. I will love you more than me and more than yesterday. If you can but prove to me more than new day. Send the sardines time for dog. Let the birds all together add up more than just change. Like
do I say goodbye to what we had? The good times that made us laugh always come back. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever is gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know just where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been and what we've been through. I hope we get to see tomorrow, but I hope it's worth all the pain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
And now, salutatorian Marjorie Brevard.
Graduation speeches are designed to give the graduates inspiration and a sense of optimism for their futures. Recent college commencement speeches have included lines from Walt Whitman, "Afoot and light-hearted I take to the open road," or from Tennyson, "To strive, to seek, to find and yield." This is all well and good, and we will hear many of these good wishes in the next few days, whether from our family or our friends. These wishes are well deserved because we are commencing a new part of our lives, and everything which we've experienced has made us what we are right now. But the optimism of the poets and of Hallmark must be tempered with reality. We will fail many times at many endeavors in the days to come, and there will be an abundance of obstacles in our path. It may take a great deal of searching to find a clear path. Sometimes the brightness of this day will seem far off, and we must have the guts to try again. Don't get discouraged when you fail. Some of the greatest success stories have faced failure and beaten it. Einstein failed math class. Fred Astaire's first screen test went badly. The record of it states, "Can't act, can't sing, balding, can dance a little." Although Babe Ruth hit 714 home runs, in his lifetime he batted 342, which means failure nearly 70% of the time. Every time we fail at something, we have eliminated one way of attacking the problem. Failure is not a dead end. It's merely a road under construction. Although mistakes are discouraging, there are times when they cannot be avoided. Without meaning to sound cliché, we do learn from our mistakes. Although we are all ecstatic at having finished high school, and for many of us, our classroom days are over, our learning is far from finished. And although you probably won't remember the nitty-gritty stuff, and already today, the Pythagorean theorem is far from your mind, our last 4 years here have taught us more importantly how to learn and how to tackle problems. I have made plenty of mistakes. One of the most humorous was the distracted time at the end of a long week, where after buying windshield wiper fluid, I absentmindedly drove 10 feet away from the gas pump with a hose hanging out of my car. Although it was idiotic of me, I laugh about it now and it doesn't seem so bad. Please remember this. Mistakes are for learning, and failure is the best teacher you'll ever have. So please go out and try your darndest to do well. But when your results are far from what you'd hoped, get up, dust yourself off, and redouble your efforts. Your odds of winning have just gone up. Thank you. I now have the honor of introducing the next salutatorian, Casey George.
Wow. I hope you all can appreciate how terrifying the view is from here. From this view, I can see family, friends, and faculty before me, and an entire childhood spread out behind me. 18 is an important number around my house. As soon as I reached double digits, I began to hear stories of what would happen when I reached this intimidating age. I heard tell of cooking my own food, doing my own laundry, and living by myself. At 10, I dreaded this future that loomed ahead of me until my mother assured me I would be ready for these new responsibilities when the time came. She comforted me with more stories, now describing a time when I could have friends over every day, eat nothing but spaghetti, and watch TV all day long if I pleased. At 10, this seemed like the ideal life. I decided 18 was the age to be. I've waited with anticipation for 8 years, and now I look back on an entire childhood that was spent looking forward to the future. For much of high school, the future takes over our lives completely. We look forward to the weekend. We look forward to vacation. We look forward to proms and summertime. We are pushed to look toward college before we're even halfway through high school. We push ourselves to be the best, to do the best, to have the best, so that in the future we will grow up to be successful. Right now, today, whether we've officially reached 18 or not, we are in that future that is laid before us for so many years. We must pass from our childhood of preparation and begin to fill our many aspirations. E.E. Cummings said, "Now the ears of our ears awake, and now the eyes of our eyes are opened." Today is when the importance of the immediate surpasses that of the future, when we must start to savor every moment and make it count. As seniors, we have already begun this process of learning to live in the moment. Senior year is a lesson in prolonging time and exaggerating every minute. A newspaper article recently explored the value of time. I think they should have asked a senior. If you want to know the value of a year, talk to a senior trying to get into their first choice school. If you want to know the value of a month, talk to a senior who is grounded while everyone else is out enjoying senior spring. If you want to know the value of a week, talk to the procrastinating salutatorian who still has to write her speech. If you want to know the value of a full 24 hours, talk to a senior at prom. If you want to know the value of a minute, ask a senior walking up to receive his diploma. If you want to know the value of a moment, look around you right now, absorb the scene before you, and note your reaction when I say, today, we, the graduating class of 1998, have arrived. We are graduating. Thank you to all our parents, friends, and faculty. Without you, this moment wouldn't be worth savoring. I would like to now introduce yet another salutatorian, Jonathan Stancato, someone I have been proud to call
friend, classmate, and competitor for the past 9 years. Thanks again.
The famous baseball coach Yogi Berra once said, "When you come to a fork in the road, take it." The king of misusing the English language, Berra meant it literally. He was giving directions to a friend driving to his house. You may remember Berra as the one who bluntly confessed that it ain't over till it's over. I had quite a task ahead of me when I was asked to be a salutatorian. First and probably the most challenging job was learning how to spell salutatorian. I still haven't figured that out. And since I couldn't spell it, I couldn't find it in a dictionary. So I turned to my English teacher, and he explained that while the purpose of the valedictorian is to give a valediction, which is in essence a goodbye speech, the salutatorian is supposed to salute the future of the graduating class. With that in mind, I'm brought back to Yogi Berra's words of wisdom. When you come to a fork in the road, take it. That is perhaps the best advice I could offer the class of '98. Maybe Berra was hit one too many times in his baseball career, but I believe these words have incredible life significance. He's saying that when life brings us several opportunities, we should take all of them. We shouldn't take the paved road and neglect the road less traveled. Whenever at all possible, we should take both. You may be asking what this has to do with the future of the class of '98. Greenwich High School has provided us with incredible opportunities to become class presidents, science fair winners, varsity captains, star actors, and award-winning poets. Many people set a path for themselves during their freshman year and have hopefully by today succeeded somewhat in that field. But how many of us dare to explore our potential in other fields? How many varsity captains have you seen dancing in a musical? How many of you poets also studied nuclear fission? All of us today are about to embark on a new era of our lives. Many of us will go to new schools that will challenge us with new choices. I encourage you to embrace all of these choices. It'll be wonderful if you can maintain your old high school relationships, but try to find new and exciting people who complement and stimulate you with their differences. Add that 19th century French liberalism class to your schedule instead of taking every Friday off. Or if you do decide to take Fridays off, use that time to learn a new instrument or language. Buy a CD from a band you don't normally listen to. Just explore for the sake of exploration. Some of us have different plans for the upcoming years, but don't limit yourself to any one niche. I'm not going to be foolishly optimistic and say everyone here is going to have every opportunity available to them, but let nothing block you from the opportunities you can and want to seize. High school was great, and there are some high school moments that we will cherish forever. That'll cause us to later say those were the days. They're not. These are the days. These are your days, class of '98. Thank you. I'd like to introduce your class president, Chris Buddy.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. It is now with great pleasure that I present to you our guest speaker for graduation 1998. Mr. Matt Lauer graduated Greenwich High School in 1975. While attending, he worked at Richards on the Avenue and was well known for his VW bus that he drove. He attended Ohio University and in 1979 began his career in journalism as a producer for the New News at a television station in West Virginia. In 1980, he was a reporter on the station's 6 and 11 p.m. newscast. Since then, he has hosted numerous weekly, morning talk, entertainment programs in Boston, Philadelphia, and New York. He arrived at NBC New York in 1992 and began January 6, 1997. Matt Lauer was named co-anchor of NBC News Today, and since then, since becoming co-host, the show's ratings have increased tremendously. This introduction ought to get you a raise or something. Lauer's success is said to be due to his easygoing style, undeniable good looks, and smooth personality. As one of his former producers commented, Matt is pure TV. He has everything you need, and you very seldom get someone that versatile who is that good. He offers qualities so refined, you'd have to assume they started back in the classrooms of possibly Batchelor, Kazanis, maybe Barnes. Please help me in welcoming Greenwich High School graduate and People Magazine rated Sexiest Anchor Alive 1997, Matt Lauer.
Thank you. Buddy Love, huh? Is that what you call him? Chris, thank you very much. Members of the faculty, administration, members of the Board of Education, parents, friends, and most importantly, the class of 1998. This is a thrill to come back. It really is. This is beyond my wildest dreams. It certainly was when I was a senior back here. I stand here today, I have to tell you, I have three basic emotions. I have a sense of deja vu, a sense of nostalgia, and a sense of sheer horror. The deja vu is that I can just picture sitting in a chair just like that with my red cap and gown on, listening to my commencement speaker, who was, by the way, Geraldo Rivera. I'm not lying, and thinking one thing over and over again, Geraldo, wrap it up, pal. So I'm going to try and keep this short and not let you think that this evening. Nostalgia, because the couple of years I spent here at Greenwich High School were wonderful for me, and I'd be lying if I said I haven't thought over the past 23 years that I'd like to come back and relive some of those days. And sheer horror, because think about it, almost to the day 23 years ago. I mean, I just turned 40, that's true, but I feel like I'm 22. When I go to the beach, sure, I put on a bathing suit. My body looks like a 40-year-old. When I see pictures of myself from high school and I've got that hairdo, that kind of disco meets the Beatles hairdo, and now I look at my hairline and it starts, you know, somewhere back by Koskov, I know that I'm 40, but deep inside I've got this 22-year-old with a Greenwich High School t-shirt screaming to God. It's like I'm renting the body of a 40-year-old. And you're going to know what this frustration is like 23 years from today. I have so many great memories of Greenwich High School. This is where I first started to think, hi there. This is where I first started to think about what I wanted to do with my life. That parking lot right back there is where I learned to drive a car for the first time. The student center is where I fell in love for the first time. All right, it was lust, it wasn't love, but when you're 17 and you've got hormones running through your blood like salmon, it feels like love. I fell in love with the prettiest girl in Greenwich High School. I did. I wonder if I should use her name because her family still lives in Greenwich. For sake of discussion, her name was Nina Yonkman. And she was a babe. She was unbelievable. And I drooled over this girl for a year and a half, never said a word to her because back in high school, I was a very quiet guy. I stood on the sidelines. I didn't make a big deal. I was working after school, as Chris mentioned, at Richard's Men's Store on Greenwich Avenue. And one day I'm walking to work. And here she comes, right up the avenue. She walks past me with a couple of friends. Now, I hadn't said a word to this girl for a year and a half, and I decided today's the day. I'm filled with bravado and probably some of those hormones I talked about a second ago. So I turned around and I began. She's a block away by this time. And I decided I'm going to run after her and I'm going to ask her out. And I am running, and I'm running full speed. The avenue's crowded. You've all seen it like that. And I'm dodging through people, weaving like a gazelle, running as fast as I can. I get about 20 yards behind her, and I scream out her name, "Hey, Nina." Now, the next thing I remember, I'm lying on my back. I'm hearing this kind of rattling noise and giggling. Who here has ever run chest first into a parking meter? Let me tell you, baby, those things do not give. I hit that sucker right here. I was out on my back for about 5 minutes. I had the word violation tattooed in my breast. And suffice it to say, Nina Yonkman did not go out with geeks. We never had a date. I know. Well, we did later, about 10 years. Let me get serious for a second. Greenwich High School is a special place, maybe more special than you realize sitting in your chair right now, but you will realize it as you begin to fan out across the country and talk to students from other areas. You'll realize that for the past 4 years, you've had it pretty good. I hope you'll come to feel the way I do about this place, that it's something you can be proud of, that it's a place where you learned not only the lessons of the classroom, but the lessons of life, a place that's brought out the best in you. Now, on the one hand, going to a school like Greenwich is a real advantage. It sets you slightly ahead. On the other hand, there's some pressure that goes along with this, because you are now expected to reach the standards of Greenwich High School. People will expect you now to enter college or enter the workforce, whatever that may be, and to live up to the expectations of Greenwich High School. They're going to expect you to be a success. The only problem I have with that is the definition that a lot of people are using for success these days. It seems that today we define success as having a lot of money or having material possessions. I have a problem with it because I'm not sure that it's true. I've learned one thing over the past 23 years, and that is unless you've got something beneath the surface, something beneath the trappings of success, you're going to feel empty. In other words, you have to build a foundation for that fancy house. I want to tell you a little story. I usually don't use famous quotations in speeches. I think sometimes they can not serve a purpose, but there are a couple that have caught my attention. Horace Greeley said, "Fame is a vapor, popularity an accident. Those who cheer you today will curse you tomorrow." Now think about what he was saying way back in the 1850s, because it applies today. Many of the things that we seem to be carried away with these days, fame and popularity, are really fleeting. They're meaningless. They can go away in a second. The things that really separate you, or one of the things that will really separate you from others and allow you to live up to the expectations of this high school, is character. It's difficult to get a handle on that word. It's tough to define. For the most, I guess most times you're born with it, or maybe not born with it. You can improve upon it, but you can never fake it. Here's a quote you won't expect. Larry Flint, of all people, the publisher of Hustler magazine, love him or hate him. But ironically, he had this to say on the subject. He said, "Your reputation is what you come to town with. Your character is what you leave town with." In other words, after all the trappings of success and wealth are stripped away, what you're left with is your basic character. I hope you leave Greenwich High School with a great education. I pray you leave Greenwich High School with a great sense of character. These are probably the best times in my life right now. A year and a half ago, I was given the best job in broadcasting. Things are going very well. But there has been a time in my career when things were not good at all. For one 5-year period, I had 5 shows canceled in a row. That is being fired 5 times in 5 years. At the end of that period, I gave up my apartment in New York City because I couldn't afford to live there. And I rented a real small cottage up in North Salem, about 30 minutes to the north of here. And for the next year and a half, I took my dog and I sat in that cottage and I watched my bank account shrink and I waited for the phone to ring with a job offer, and it rarely did ring. You learn an awful lot about yourself during a time like that. You learn what you're willing to do to succeed. You also learn, more importantly, about the people in your life. You're going to find that there are some people in your life who like you because of what you do, not who you are. And those people have a funny little habit at a time like that. They disappear. They just disappear. But the other side of the coin also holds true. There are some people who are in your life for all the right reasons, who will give without asking what's in it for them, and who understand that there are times when no simply is not an appropriate answer to a question asked by a friend in need. People with kindness, compassion, and that word again, character. Christmas came during that time of unemployment for me, and I was sitting at my kitchen table looking at the Christmas cards I'd received that year, and there were about 10 of them. And all of a sudden it hit me like a brick in the face that when I had been hosting that national talk show 2 years earlier and Christmas rolled around, I'd gotten about 300 Christmas cards. And this year I'd only gotten 10. And I said, where are those people today? Why aren't I on their Christmas list this year? The answer was pretty simple, because it wasn't fashionable to be my friend at that time. I no longer had the trappings of success. Those people disappeared. But I was very fortunate. I also had many people in my life who were there not because of what I had in my driveway, but because of something they had apparently seen in my heart. People who defined success in terms of character, not in terms of cash. I give those people like my parents, and my mother is sitting right there today. I give those people the credit for me getting back to television and the credit for me being able to come and speak to you today. As you prepare to head off in the next phase of your life, I hope you find those people to include in your life. And as you head out on this journey, I hope you'll stop every year or so, and I hope you'll look in the mirror, and I hope you'll ask yourself a very important question. What is my definition of success? If you can answer that question by saying it means I have good character, I'm compassionate, and I'm kind, then guess what? You're already a success. And if you just happen to make a lot of money at the same time, well, good for you, more power to you. That's icing on the cake. I'm going to let you in on one other secret. You see those people over there and over there, your parents and your friends? If 10 years from now, they can look at you and say, my child is someone of great character, then they will be proud of you. I promise you that. I want to thank you for making me a part of this great event today. I hope that 23 years from today, your memories of Greenwich High School are as warm as mine are right now. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Petrozzillo, faculty members, family members, friends, and most importantly, the class of 1998. It's a genuine pleasure for me to be part of this commencement celebration, and I appreciate the opportunity to offer you my congratulations on this evening's graduation ceremony. While my association with the Greenwich Public Schools has been very brief, less than 5 months, I am fully aware that the young people of this community are served by a high school and a public school system that is second to none in this country. And I know that the staff, the parents, faculty, and students who are here tonight, and all of you who are part of the Greenwich community, are aware of the fine quality of this public school system. To the staff who are here this evening, I'd like to thank you for your efforts this year, your efforts over the past years, and all the work you've put in to make this evening become a reality. To the parents, family, friends, I know how much this evening means to you and how much you're going to enjoy it. To the class of 1998, as Matt Lauer just told you, this is a special place. And I hope you will be able to look back on it as a special place. But you also share some common experiences with the thousands of classmates across the country who will be graduating this year. And that is that you've received a lot of advice over the past 4 years. And I imagine at one time or another, all of you have heard, enjoy high school. It's the best time of your life. I hope you have enjoyed the past 4 years. I hope you've enjoyed the past 13 years of school. I hope they've been enjoyable and productive for you. But my hope for all of you is that your high school years are not the best years of your life. In fact, I know that each year of your life can and will be better. Each stage of your life can and will be better than the preceding one if you continue to invest in yourself, make every effort to do your best, learn to appreciate the many opportunities that are available to you in the future. So as you move forward in your life and move on to new challenges, I hope you will remember your years at Greenwich High School, the friendships you have made, and the people that have helped shape your life with great appreciation. But as you continue life's journey, please remember that if you invest your energy and your enthusiasm in your future efforts, your best years will lie ahead of you and not behind you. Congratulations and good luck.
Hi, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about our senior gifts. Our 4 years here have been very profitable in memories and in money. And we wanted to put our money to good use, so we gave 15 scholarships to worthy classmates. We donated a soundboard and new lighting equipment to the theater arts department. And we also donated a wall, which is to be built in front of the pendulum. We all should be proud of our senior gifts because our generosity has been made possible through our memorable events, such as the junior prom, dances, and SRO. Also, our prom, which was just last Saturday night, was so successful that we were able to give 2 more scholarships. It's been a great year, and I'm honored that I was able to serve you, the class of 1998. And on behalf of the senior class, I'd like to thank Mr. Matt Lauer for being our guest speaker and sharing our ceremony. Thank you.
You know, in the last 10 years, we've had 6 graduations postponed because of rain. On the other nights that we didn't have a postponement, we had poor weather a couple of days, couple of years. You have gotten the weather you deserve, and I mean that sincerely. We've been blessed. Sounds good. The other thing that I would like to mention is I want to thank you for being so attentive. You listen to the speakers. You are probably the first class in the history of the high school that didn't have a prank. Oh. But what you also may not know is despite the number that's written on the commencement program, you are the 100th graduating class. The first class was 1898. So I hope in 100 years that you will find what Matt has wished you is true. And it is my pleasure to introduce 481 good characters to Mrs. Gibbons and Dr. Lulo.
Thank you, Dr. Petrozello. By the powers invested in me by the state of Connecticut, I say you are now graduates of Greenwich High School.
You may move your tassels from the right to the left.
Would you all return to your seats, please?
No, it's not mine.
When I knew I had to make the closing remarks tonight, I asked my children, what should I say? And they said, make it short and make it practical. After Matt Lauer, nobody's going to listen to you anyway. My daughter, Jen, said, tell the graduates to hoard quarters. Quarters, I said, why? She said, it happens as soon as you receive your diploma, a cosmic force of some type sucks all the quarters right out of your wallets and leaves you stranded, a coin short for the Coke you'd sell your soul for. While waiting your turn at the laundromat, you jockey your cart into position, the buzzer goes off, and you race to load your wash in the last available dryer, only to find that not a single quarter remains in your pocket. Only some lint and a crummy old tic-tac. Begging roommates to trade you a quarter for 25 pennies will only elicit dumbfounded looks as they too dig into their pockets for the elusive change. Forget searching between the couch cushions or the seats of your car. It's all gone as your younger sister got there first. These separate quarters, when pooled together, add up to more than just change. Like all the little events in life, join them together and they make a big impact, whether they be in studies, work, or friendships. It takes a lot of notes to write a paper, a lot of nailing to build a house, a lot of conversations to have a relationship. Put them all together and you have something worthwhile. So as you go to college or go to work, good luck in whatever you do, enjoy the sunny days, and remember to hoard the quarters of life. Thank you and congratulations.
Guys are red, girls are white.
Where you got trained in something and you stuck with that job for
Juan Ignacio Alvester.
Marcus Ruka. Claire Aguilera.
Rebecca Acosta. Betsaida Alicia.
Alana Christine Air Siegler.
Grady Alfaro.
Martin Albanese.
And Elizabeth Almquist.
Alexandra T. Bartone.
Kareem Arie.
Jordan Elizabeth Alford.
Timothy William Andrea.
William P. Benedict Jr.
Lindsay Badman.
Jennifer Lee Ambrosio.
Christopher Colburn Azoff.
Amanda Burt.
Tommy John Barker.
Anna Elizabeth Arneberg.
Elizabeth Scott Barker.
Peter Lefner Jr.
Luca Adomasio.
Glenn Fabiat.
Elizabeth Blanchard.
Amy Bologna.
Kimberly Ann Delatoni.
Shirley M. Marias.
Fred Gordon Boozer.
Michael A. Braccio.
Kristen Nicole Brown.
Kimberly Bender.
Jeanette Bossello.
Salome Racino.
Christopher Kramer Buddy Esquire.
Jenna Bertolazzi.
Marjorie Ann Brevard.
Christian Broadman.
Dexter Charles.
Kate Riley.
Lindsay Ann Brennan.
Letty Candiotti.
Suzanne Payne.
Joseph Bird.
Roche Lamar Campbell.
Chris Capalvo.
Crystal Brisker.
Raul Camacho.
John William Carroll.
Augustin E. Cervetti.
Noel Camargo.
Johnson Chung.
Victoria Marie Carasella.
Courtney Chapman.
Emily Chonos.
Gregory Byron Chiappelloni.
Amanda Catanzaro.
Dana Ciccone.
Sotheby Chung.
Daniel A. Contreras.
Christine Lee Chapman.
Janet Sid.
Ellen Coates.
Allison Meriwether Chucky Colton.
Joshua Daniel Cohen.
Andrew C. Cohen.
Elisa Esther Cooperman.
Graham Cunningham.
Jack W. Carroll.
Kathy Concepcion.
Kiara Mary Cortez.
Lisa N. Sarneski.
James Kenneth Oliver.
Sarah Curran.
Dana Cosby.
Anthony D. Inverno. Robert Curdo.
Edward K. Danielson.
Nicole DiGiorgio.
Evan T. Conlon.
Sarah Davidson.
Jennifer Lee Deck.
Asa Egashira.
Monique Rose Galan.
Maria DiGiorgio.
Christian De Filippo.
Brian T. Eric.
Kit McKenna Domain.
Joseph Anthony Di Guglielmo.
Nicholas Alexander DeMarco.
Kate Fitzpatrick.
Christopher Harrison Getchum. Peter Domitiano. Christy Trento. Courtney Eileen Edwards.
Matthew Deluski.
Paige Falcott Domerick. Christina Ferreira. Husam El Chasley.
Darren Dyson.
Ian Thomas Duty. Mami Fujita. Nicholas John Evans.
Catherine Brett Enright.
Daniel Curtis Finkbeiner. Richard Cutia. Lindsay Allison Ferraro.
Nicole Paige Fatica.
Priscilla Heidi Flores. Brian Gordiski. Jonathan Flores.
Amanda Blight Farrell.
Megan Brano. Christina Gregor. Ryoko Fukai.
Jason A. Reason VII.
Lauren Elizabeth Friedman. Lauren Grunberg. Carolina Geiger.
Kelly C. George.
Jason Too Smooth Fulcher. Luis Antonio Gutierrez Perez. Terry Lee Garner.
Kathleen Heidi Giarla.
Dominic A. Genovese Jr. Elizabeth Hammond. David Michael Gar.
Kenyatta Malik Gilmore.
Margaret Jessica John Quinto. Amanda Harrison. Ann Ginsberg.
Toby Lauren Goldstein.
Heather Gonzalez. Jeffrey Hankis. Johan Gomez.
Michael Sean Hollywood Harris.
Sandra Gerbic. Michael Korn. Carson Goodwin.
Ali Hoffreiter.
Ryan Anthony Green. Ryan Foster. Thorsten Gross.
Megan O.
Andres Armando Grijalva. Jorge Izquierdo. Daniel Walter Hall.
Evan Hunt.
Nina Khan. Rob Gerard. Raleigh Hanson.
Eric Hunter.
Megan Lindsay Ham. David Kane Perry. Tom Hadolka.
Josephine Imbriani.
Russell James Healy. James Matthew Canendizer. Kimberly Ann Carluck.
Christine Imbrogno.
Whitney Lodge Hemingway Duffy. Kay Korosaki. Landon Holdsworth.
Shatil Johnson.
Hoi Ho. Sean Kearns. Rebecca Jeanette Hutt.
Allison Elizabeth Jeffy.
Matthew Wheeler Hoffman. Jared Burke Keeper. Ian Ingram.
Amelia Sheely Johnson.
Mark Corey. Ian Couchsaw. Victor Izquierdo.
Craig Jones.
Catherine Horn. Erin Kathleen Kraslowitz. Marsha Jadlal.
Hugh Jones.
Udo Alexander Wilhelm Hutter. Margaret Vivian Lee. Erica Alexandra Jimenez. Jones. Andrew Irvin. Adam Maxwell Levine. Rex Tailhoff. Alex Hampton. Michelle Jenkins. Felicity Valentine Lewis. Taylor R. Pieper. Ian Kennedy. Seth Kalinsky. Valerie Alexandra Lewis. James S. Laughlin. Grant Bradley Kessman. Keon K. Kelly. Mark Lissauer. Christine Howell. Jennifer Freed. Sarah Kirkpatrick. Allison Lloyd. Jamie B. Krause. Laura LaPonte. Jacqueline Jewel Niffin. Salvatore Rocco Longo. Laura Landy. Tina LaPonte. Maggie Lehman. Alexander Livoff. Nathaniel Lanfer. Otto Joseph Flowersdorf. Rosemary Landy. Margaret Maddox. Sarah M. Latoe. Michael Lavery. Melissa India. Karina Magana. Jesse Emerson Leddick. Ross Lozano. J.C. McCree. Damian Martin. Alexis Lessman. Bill Lohmeyer. Cynthia Rose Marino. Adrian Elise McCardle. Mark Lester. Christopher Lombardi. Andrea Claudia Martin. Amanda McGovern. Nicholas Lars Anders Lindquist. Jonathan Lopez. Jessica Ann Martin. Rachel Seeley, Tiffany F. Shields, Nicholas P. Deanna, Anthony Donald Baziano Jr., Christine Senna, John Alexander D. Seacatz, Ann B. Skidmore, Pamela Ann Sika, Thornton E.W. Sedgwick, David Wayne Pisano, Nathan Elizabeth Smith, Angelina Stelmack, Chisato Shiba, Jonathan Raphael Santato, Ali Stern, Raymond James Tate III, Alexandra Lauren Simon, James H. Standish, Carlos Taborda, Tom Amai, Jamie Lauren Singer, Kirsten Sane T. Seal, Liz Karantik, Anna Fox, Rebecca Marie Smith, Jennifer Sterling, Amanda House, Umi Usugawa, Joseph Robert Bowen, Olivia Ann Strickler, Ian Andres Tercero, Allison Loretta Vito, Nathaniel Carmel, Paolo Torres, Melissa Zimmerman, Joan Wallace, Danielle Elizabeth Stevenson, Alexis R. Slozy, Victor Kiriona Jr., Natalie L. Weir, Rachel Sutherland, Kyoko Takashima, Mirel Underwood, Lauren Lee White, Coco Tanaka, Yusuke Kanai, Lee Van Rensselaer, Thomas Michael Wilkinson, Samuel Arthur Taylor, Bandit T-shirt, Janina Benegas, Michael J. Yardis, Karen Michelle Sajeda, Christian Whitney Cole, Petrona Wynn, Elizabeth Ann Wynn, Brock Cellier, Sylvia Alina Kamai, Marcus Aruza, Aguilera, Rebecca Acosta, Betsaida Alicia, Alana Christine Air Siegler, Martin Albanese, and Elizabeth Almquist, Alexandra T. Bartone, Kareem Barrier, Jordan Elizabeth Alford, Timothy William Andrea, William P. Benedict Jr., Christopher Colburn Azov, Amanda Burt, Tommy John Barker, Anna Elizabeth Arneberg, Elizabeth Scott Barker, Peter Bleckner Jr., Bologna.
Kimberly Ann Elitani. Shirley M. Barrias. Glenn Gordon Boozer.
Michael A. Braccio.
Jeanette Bostello.
Salome Racino.
Kramer Buddy Esquire. Jenna Bertolotti. Marjorie Ann Brevard.
Christian Broadbent.
Dexter Charles. Tim Riley. Lindsay Ann Brennan.
Letty Candiotti.
Suzanne Payne. Joseph Burns. Roche Lamar Campbell.
Chris Capaldo.
Raul Camacho. John William Carroll.
Augustin E. Cervetti.
Victoria Marie Carasella.
Courtney Chapman.
Emily Cholos. Gregory Byron Chiapoloni. Amanda Catanzaro.
Dana Sacconi.
President Chung. Daniel A. Contreras. Christine Lee Chapman.
Janet Sid.
Ellen Coates. Allison Meriwether Chucky Colton. Joshua Daniel Cohen.
Andrew C. Cohen.
Elisa Esther Cooperman. Graham Cunningham. Jack W. Carroll.
Kathy Concepcion.
Pilar Mary Cortez. Lisa N. Zarneski. James Kenneth Conover.
Sarah Curran.
Dana Cosby. Anthony D. Bernard.
Robert Curdo.
Edward K. Danielson. Nicole DiGiorgio. Kevin P. Conlon.
Sarah Davidson.
Jennifer Lee Beck. Austin Inashira. Monique Rose Galan.
Maria DiGiorgio.
Christy Filippo. Brian T. Merritt. Kit McKenna Domain.
Joseph Anthony DiGuglielmo.
Nicholas Alexander DeMarco. Kate Fitzpatrick. Christopher Harrison Detchum.
David Michael Dixon.
Rosa. Justine P. Fletch. Alexandra Ray Johnson.
Lillian Claudia Dutra.
Frank Peter Domiciano. Christine Franco. Courtney Eileen Edwards.
Matthew Deluski.
Christina Guerra. Husam El Chantley.
Darren Dyson.
Ian Mani Fujita. Nicholas John Evans.
Catherine Brett Enright.
Daniel Curtis Infiner. Richard Jutia. Lindsay Allison Ferraro.
Nicole Page Patika.
Priscilla Heidi Flores. Ryan Gordiski. Jonathan Flores.
Amanda Blythe Farrell.
Megan Ronald. Christina Gregor. Ryoko Fukai.
Jason A. Friesen II.
Warren Lauren Grunberg. Carolina Geiger.
Kelly C. George.
Nathan Cruz Boucher. Luis Antonio Gutierrez Perez. Terry Lee Garner.
Kathleen Heidi Giarla.
Dominic A. David Jr. Elizabeth Hammond. David Michael Gar.
Kenyatta Malik Gilmore.
Margaret Jessica Montinto. Amanda Harrison. Ann Ginsberg.
Toby Lauren Goldstein.
Johan Gomez.
Michael Sean Hollywood Harris. Ali Hoffreiter.
Ryan Custer.
Megan Holmes. Evan Hunt. Eric Hunter. Josephine Imbriani. Christine Imbrogno. Shatil Janssen. Allison Elizabeth Jeffy. Amelia Sheely Johnson. Craig Jones. Hugh Jones. Timothy Jones. Alex Campman. Ian Kennedy. Grant Bradley Keston. Jennifer Krieg. Laura LaConte. Tina LaConte. Michael Lavery. Ross Ladato. Phil Lohmeyer. Christopher Lombardi. Jonathan Lopez. Carol Mayulo. Catherine Ann Maiko. Shannon Maloney.
Vanessa Renee Miller. Amy M. Mara.
Annette Morgan Massey.
Paul Mitchell. Don Vito Apuro.
Kevin McAdam. Ryan McCarthy. Eric McCauley. Annie McGrain. Jairo Mahia. Brian J. Melnikoff. Lydia Minushina. Dan Mond. Caroline Moore. Matthew Moore. Samuel Morales. Christopher David Moxie. Bradley Newberg. Maeve Teresa O'Grady. Siobhan Mary O'Grady. Joseph Ostruska. Daniel John Palladino. William H. Palmer.
Michael Reed. Brett Portier.
Michael Rocco Perry.
Ellie Rich. Virginia E. Pitzer.
Samuel Ralston.
Benjamin John Romeo III. Caitlin Rand Brinson.
Catherine Newsom Raymer.
Rubin. Dean Alexander Wadis.
Eric Michael Riles.
Salvatore. Vanessa Patricia Ramirez.
Kristen Rocco.
Abigail Lynn Santoro. Alexandra Ridberg.
Adrian Rossi.
Nicole Rodriguez.
Jennifer Sandoval.
Charles Rotter.
Cameron August Schmidt.
Carolyn Salerno. Dennis Schmeling. Daniel Salvatore.
Richard Semp.
Lloyd Schmidt. Abigail Marie Clark.
Tracy Burke Sherwood.
Gaglione. James Andrew Sardell. Ayato Shibata.
Natalie Scara.
Vincent J. Savidio. Michelle Shig.
Stephen D. Smith.
Nisa Shibata.
Senem Sozin.
F. Shields. Nicholas Steyanas.
Anthony Donald Spaziano Jr.
Alexander D. Seacat. Anne D. Skidmore.
Pamela Ann Spica.
David Wayne Spisano. Peyton Elizabeth Smith.
Angelina Stelmack.
Jonathan Raphael Stantano. Ali Stearns.
Raymond James Tate III.
James H. Standish. Carlos Laborda.
Tom Tamai.
Steele. Nils Tarantic.
Anna Trop.
Guerrero.
Allison Loretta Vizzo.
Paulo Suarez. Melinda Zimmerman.
Joan Wallace.
Alexis R. Swozy. Victor Tiriolo Jr.
Natalie L. Lear.
Kyoko Takashima. Mirel Underwood.
Lauren Lee White.
Masuki Kamai. Lee Van Rensselaer.
Thomas Michael Wilkinson.
Philip Finchert. Janina Benegas.
Michael J. Yardis.
Christian Whitney Cole. Natura Witt.
No, I don't. Oh, you see, you got that.
Elizabeth Ann Wynn. Brock Hillier.
Alexandra T. Bartone.
Kareem Arie.
Timothy William Andrea.
William P. Benedict Jr.
Lindsay Badman.
Christopher Colburn Azon.
Amanda Burke.
Tommy John Barker.
Elizabeth Scott Barker.
Peter Bleckner Jr.
Luca Adovasio.
Elizabeth Blanchard.
Amy Bologna.
Kimberly Ann Bellatoni.
Brad Gordon Boozer.
Michael A. Braccio.
Kristen Nicole Brown.
Jeanette Bostello.
Salome Brasino.
Christopher Kramer Buddy Esquire.
Jenna Bertolacci. Marjorie Ann Brevard.
Christian Broadbent.
Dexter Charles.
Brennan.
Letty Candiati.
Suzanne Kane.
Roshane Lamar Campbell.
Chris Capalvo.
Crystal Breschker.
John William Carroll.
Augustin E. Cervetti.
Noel Camardo.
Victoria Marie Carasella.
Courtney Chapman.
Emily Chodos.
Amanda Catanzaro.
Dana Saccone.
Sotheby Chung.
Christine Lee Shepman.
Janet Sin.
Ellen Coates.
Joshua Daniel Cohen.
Andrew C. Cohen.
Elisa Esther Cooperman.
Carroll.
Happy Concepcion.
Kiara Mary Cortez.
Sarah Curran.
Dana Cosby.
Robert Curdo.
Edward K. Danielson.
Sarah Davidson.
Jennifer Lee Deck.
Maria DeGiorgio.
Christian De Filippo.
Joseph Anthony DiGuglielmo.
Nicholas Alexander DeMarco.
David Michael Dixon.
Andrew DeRosa.
Lillian Claudia Dutra.
Frank Peter Domiziano.
Matthew Jaluski.
Paige Tallcut Domerick.
Darren Dyson.
Ian Thomas Duty.
Nicholas John Evans.
Catherine Brett Enright.
Daniel Curtis Finkbeiner.
Nicole Paige Patica.
Priscilla Heidi Flores.
Amanda Blythe Farrell.
Megan Frano.
Jason A. Friesen II.
Lauren Elizabeth Friedman. Folklore. Culture.
Kelly C. George.
Jason Too Smooth Fulcher.
Antonio Gutierrez. Kelly Lee Garner.
Kathleen Heidi Giarla.
Dominic A. Genovese Jr.
Kenyatta Malik Gilmore.
Margaret Jessica John Quinto.
Kobe Lauren Goldstein.
Heather Gonsalves.
Michael Sean Hollywood Harris.
Sandra Gerbic.
Ali Hoffweiger.
Ryan Anthony Green.
Megan Cole.
Andres Armando Grijalba.
Evan Hunt.
Nina Han.
Raleigh Hanscom.
Eric Hunter.
Megan Lindsay Ham.
Josephine Imbriani.
Russell James Healy.
Kimberly Ann Parker.
Christine Imbrogno.
Whitney Lodge Hemingway Duffy.
Kay Korosaki. Landon Holdsworth.
Shatil Janssen.
Hoi Ho.
Rebecca Jeanette Hutt.
Allison Elizabeth Jeffy.
Matthew Wheeler Hoffman.
Keeper. Ian Ingram.
Amelia Sheely Johnson.
Mark Horry.
Ian Cowshaw. Victor Izquierdo.
Craig Jones.
Catherine Horn.
Marcia Jadlow.
Hugh Jones.
Rudolph Alexander Wilhelm Hutter.
Erica Alexandra
Irvin.
Jimenez.
Timothy Jones.
Andrew Irvin.
Maxwell Levine. Rick Tailhawk.
Alex Hampton.
Michelle Jenkins.
Taylor R. Kiefer.
Ian Kennedy.
Seth Kalinsky. Kate.
Grant Bradley Kessman.
Keon K. Kelly.
Jennifer Freed.
Sarah Kirkpatrick. No kid.
Laura LaPonte.
Jacqueline Jewel Niffin.
Laura Landy.
Tina LaPonte.
Maggie Lehman.
Nathaniel Lansford.
Otto Joseph Lauersdorf.
Rosemary Landy.
Michael Lavery.
Melissa Lindia. Mac.
Ross Legato.
J.P. McCree. Mac.
Bill Lohmeyer.
Cynthia Rose Marino.
Mark Lester.
Christopher Lombardi.
Andrea Claudia Martin.
Lord Anders Lindquist.
Jonathan Lopez.
Jessica Ann Martin.
Emily Kate Mecca. Lindsay Ann Longmire.
Carol Mayulo.
Ken Matsuo.
Catherine Ann Michael.
Jamie McCann. Samuel McClennan.
Shannon Maloney.
William Samuel Benitez McClellan.
Annette Morgan Massey.
Emily A. McElreath. No.
Kevin McAdams.
Nellie P. Miller.
Ryan McCarthy.
Robert Joseph Muskus.
Sharon Moncrief. William Fitztravis.
Eric McCauley.
Haiti Johanna Mutis.
Annie McGrain.
Barb Nardone.
Maria Mumdon.
Jairo Mahia.
Martin A. Newman.
Brian J. Melnikoff.
Valerie Newton.
Gillian Elizabeth Monroe.
Lydia Minushina.
Sarah Elizabeth Nickerson.
Brian Thomas Murphy.
Dan Mon.
Adam Danger Nix.
Caroline Moore.
Sean O'Neill.
Oliveira. Abigail Nelson.
Matthew Moore.
Cecilia Boo Olson.
Samuel Morales.
Zachary R. Ornitz.
Christopher David Moxie.
William B. Oram.
Bradley Newberg.
D. C. Osler.
Maeve Teresa O'Grady.
Jason Pachon.
Siobhan Mary O'Grady.
Christopher A. Page.
William Joseph Ostruska.
Bradford Jonathan Parker. Pfeiffer.
Daniel John Palladino.
Dominique Pfeiffer. Gisela. Peary.
William H. Palmer.
Gisela Peary.
Michael Reed. Brett Portier.
Michael Rocco Perry.
Ryan Patasi.
Putoff.
Samuel Ralston.
Niels Francis Putoff.
Caitlin Rand Princeton.
Catherine Newsom Raymer.
Mindy Purcell.
Alexander Radis.
Eric Michael Riles.
Lee Meredith Raskin.
Salvatore. Vanessa Patricia Ramirez.
Kristen Rocco.
Timothy Van Buren Richmond.
Alexandra Ridberg.
Adrian Rossi.
Daniel Rosen.
Nicole Rodriguez.
Jennifer Sandoval.
Frank Russo.
Cameron August Smith.
Carolyn Salerno.
Dennis Staley. Jacqueline Salvatore.
Richard Sense.
Samara Sanchez.
Abigail Marie Stark.
Tracy Burke Sherwood.
Justin Joseph Scaglione.
Ayoto Shibata.
Natalie Scara.
Noel Schaffler.
Michelle Shig.
Stephen D. Smith.
Luke John Scully. John?
Lisa Shimada.
Denim Sozin.
Michael Seeley.
Anthony Donald Baziano Jr.
Christine Senna.
Pamela Ann Vika.
Corentin P.W. Sesnick.
Angelina Stelmack.
Chisato Shiba.
Raymond James Tate III.
Alexandra Lauren Simon.
Tom Kamai.
Jamie Lauren Singer.
Anna Fox.
Rebecca Marie Smith.
Rumi Utsuzawa.
Joseph Robert Sowen.
Olivia Ann Strickler. Ian Andre Silverano.
Allison Loretta Vizzo.
Nathaniel Starvell.
Melinda Zimmerman. Miguel Underwood.
Lauren Lee White.
Coco Tanaka.
Lee Van Rensselaer.
Thomas Michael Wilkinson.
Samuel Arthur Taylor.
Michael J. Yardis.
Karen Michelle Tajeda.
Kristen Whitney Cole. Katura Wint. Elizabeth Ann Wynn.
Brock Tellier. Brett Slavic Tessie. Shannon Thompson. Arzu J. Tour. Yana Vitkova. David Vaborne. Brendan Mort Walker. Miyuki Watanabe. Nathaniel Harold West Rosenthal. Sarah E. Witchman.
Chad Adrian Young.
Noah Witt.
Jennifer Zimmer.
Asami Yamamoto. Roy Zold.
Claire Aguilé.
Yes, please.
Desida Alicia.
Alana Christine Bear Seaver.
Martin Albanese.
Alexandra T. Bartone.
Kareem Aria.
Jordan Elizabeth Alper.
William T. Benedict Jr.
Lindsay Badman.
Jennifer Lee Ambrosio.
Amanda Burt.
Tommy John Walker.
Anna Elizabeth Arneberg.
Parker.
Peter Blefner Jr.
Luca Alavacio.
Glenn Babiak.
A. Bologna.
Kimberly Ann Bellatoni.
Shirley M. Barrias.
Michael A. Braccio.
Nicole Brown.
Kimberly Bender.
Salome Vecino.
Christopher Kramer Buddy Esquire.
Jenna Bertolotti.
Christian Broadbent.
Dexter Charles.
Tate Riley.
Lenny Candiotti.
Suzanne Payne.
Joseph Byrne.
Crystal Brisker.
Raul Camacho. Chung.
Dustin E. Cervetti.
Noel Camargo.
Johnson Chung.
Courtney Chapman.
Emily Cholos.
Gregory Byron Chiappelloni.
Dana
Travis.
Sotheby Chung.
Daniel A. Contreras.
Ellen Coates.
Allison Meriwether Chucky Colpin.
Andrew C. Cohen.
Elisa Esther Cooperman.
Graham Cunningham.
Tiara Mary Cortez.
Lisa N. Zarneski.
Inferno.
Dana Cosby.
Anthony D. Inverno.
Edward K. Danielson.
Nicole DeGiorgio.
Jennifer Lee Beck.
Asuka Egashira.
Maria DiGiorgio.
Christian DeFilippo.
Brian P. Errett.
Joseph Anthony Guglielmo.
Nicholas Alexander Morco.
Kate Fitzpatrick.
Andrew Derosa.
Justine B. Flett.
Lillian Claudia Dutra.
Frank Peter Feliciano.
Christy Franco.
Paige Walcott Domerick.
Christina Ferreira.
Ian Thomas Duty.
Mami Fujita.
Daniel Curtis Binkmeyer.
Richard Futia.
Heidi Flores.
Brian Gordiski.
Amanda Light Farrell.
Megan Brown.
Christina Gregor.
Jason A. Gleason VII.
Lauren Elizabeth Friedman.
Lauren Grunberg.
Jason Susan Fulcher.
Luis Antonio Gutierrez Perez.
Kathleen Heidi Giarda.
Dominic A. Genovese Jr.
Elizabeth Hammond.
Kenyatta Marie Gilmore.
Margaret Jessica John Quinto.
Amanda Harrison.
Cody Lawrence Goldstein.
Heather Gonzalez.
Jeffrey Hankis.
Michael Sean Hollywood Harris.
Yes, you did.
Michael Horn.
Ryan Anthony Green.
Ryan Hoster.
Megan Cole.
Andrés Armando Grijalva.
Jorge Izquierdo. Here. Rod Gerard.
Megan Lindsay Ham.
David Kane Perry.
Take your glasses off for your picture.
Russell James
Look
Healy.
James Matthew Cannongeiser.
Hemingway Duffy.
Kei Karasaki.
Take your glasses out.
Chloe Ho.
Sean Kearns. Jared Burke Kiefer. Is that me? Ian Coudstall. Erin Kathleen Krasnowitz. Margaret Vivian Lee. Adam Maxwell Levine. Felicity Bannatyne Lewis. Valerie Alexandra Lewis. Mark Lissauer. Allison Lloyds.
Jacqueline Jewel Nippon.
Salvatore Rocco Longo.
Maggie Lehman.
Alexander Livoff.
Rosemary Landy.
Margaret Maddox. Karina Magana. Damian Martin.
Cynthia Rose Guarino.
Adrian Elise McCardle.
Andrea Claudia Martin.
Amanda McGovern.
Jessica Ann Orton.
Emily Kate Mecca. Jessica Melendez.
Jamie McCann.
David Scott Miller. I didn't finish your address. Vanessa Renee Miller. Catherine Paul Mitchell. Nicole Morrow. Did she do it? Jarrett Monty.
Perfect.
Ryan W. Morgan. You okay? Robert Morris. Mary Rebecca Mulcair.
Valerie Newton.
Carrie Minarski.
Sarah Elizabeth Nickerson.
Lauren Nemiroff. Allison Lindsay O'Mahony. Patricia A. Oliveira. Erica Catherine Otaka. Lindsay Palazzo.
William B. Oram.
Craig Pearson.
C. Osler.
Amy Pellegrino.
Perez.
Jose Alejandro Perez. Bobby Ron Police.
Fix this, Paul.
Stephanie Saki. George S. Phillip.
Gisela Cleary.
Michael Reed. Ellie Rich.
Neil Francis Football.
Benjamin John Romeo III.
Mindy Purcell.
Janelle Elise Rubin.
Eric Michael Riley.
Lee Garrett Raskin.
Michelle Ann Salvatore.
Timothy Van Buren Richmond.
Abigail Lynn Santoro.
Daniel Rosen.
Alexander Brian Savin Jr.
Frank Russo.
Chris Scheck.
Carolyn
What's your
Salerno.
Dennis Schmeling.
Tamara Sanchez.
Alexandra Loy Schmidt.
Justin Joseph Fabione.
James Andrew Seidel.
Noel Schaffler.
Vincent J. Servideo.
John Sully.
John T. Shields.
Onyeka Shibata.
Shannon Sozen.
Michael Sealy.
Tiffany F. Shields.
Donald Fabiano Jr.
Steve Senna.
John Alexander D. Seacat.
Torrington P.W. Sednick.
David Wayne Spizzano.
Raphael? Raphael, you should take those off for your picture.
Jonathan Raphael Stancato.
No.
Alexandra Lauren Simon.
James H. Standish.
Key? Spain Key?
Lauren Singer.
Kristen Spain Key Steele.
Rebecca Marie Smith.
Jennifer Sterling.
Joseph Robert Bowen.
Is that me?
Olivia Ann Striffler.
Daniel Gravel.
Paulo Suarez.
For him.
Elizabeth
Swazi.
Stevenson.
Swazi?
Alexis R. Swozy.
Rachel Sutherland.
Kyoko Takashima.
Coco Tanaka.
Yasuki Tamai.
Samuel Arthur Taylor.
Bandit Timchek.
Tolls. Pretty.
Christian Whitney Tolls. Sylvia Alina Tomai. Suzanne T. Trong. Paulina Saliv.
Is that me?
We're the only one.
Karina Vandeven.
Venser.
Erwin Vergara Venser.
Solo.
Melissa Saulog Vergara. Christine Walsh. Megan Ashley White. Paul N. Wigan.
Say Chad looked too good young. No, you got it. Please. No, please. They did smooth. You got what's your...
Chad Adrian Young. Jennifer Zimmer.
All of ours. That's
Roy Gold.
We shouldn't have done it first.